a star, whipping out first class. Running to the bank, getting college, getting gas. Little bitch, I'm going first, they ain't never seen me last. I remember talking shit, now they want me on the track.
Yeah, man, you know, I'm Jimmy Teflon. I'm from Reno, Nevada. You know, I grew up all over, you know, from east side to midtown, down in Sun Valley, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm just out here doing my thing, right?
Yeah.
You know? I've been writing since I was like 12 and shit. When I was in juvie, man, my dad, he came up, visited me, told me I should make a little first day out mixtape. And then so I started writing when I was like 12 or 13, but I didn't start recording until I was like 19 or something, but it wasn't, you know, it wasn't nothing serious, you know.
Yeah.
But I started taking it seriously about like a year ago.
Yeah.
You know, going hard at it because I realized I ain't really good at nothing else, you know. So I want to say, if you talk about professionally and seriously, I'd say a year. If you want to say recording, I'd say 3. If you want to say just music in general, I'd probably say a decade and a half now, you know.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of different stages that I went through. When it comes to like sounds that I like and that I take from, I would say mostly Schoolboy Q and Suicide Boys, you know what I'm saying, and then a lot of Tyga too. But in terms of who I look up to and who like inspires me to make music, I would say like, you know, E40, right? You know, the Don himself, okay? And then Jordan Lucas, that was another one. When I was like 14, 15, I would listen to his album like on repeat constantly, and I wanted to start rapping like because of him mostly. And then so those two are like my inspirations. But for like sounds and stuff, I take a lot from Schoolboy Q. He's like one of my favorite fucking rappers, you know. And I just think his style is so fucking unique. It's so hard, and I feel like nobody's doing it like that, you know.
Yeah. And I saw that you posted that by the year of 2022 or 2023, you'll have a song with Schoolboy.
2023, I'm gonna have a song with Schoolboy Q. Manifestation, yes, of course, man. Like if you don't, you know, manifestation it's. You have to be big at it if you're gonna do music, because that's what music is. It's manifestation. You take nothing and turn it into something, right?
Yeah.
You know. So like, not only am I manifesting my sound and my music, but I'm also manifesting what my career and how it's gonna outlook, you know. So that's why I say things like by 2023, I'm gonna have a song with Schoolboy Q, right? Not only am I manifesting that, right? A lot of people, they think it's just like, oh, if I just say it's gonna happen. No, I'm gonna work towards that, because I know for a fact that in 2023, me and Schoolboy Q, we're gonna have a song together, whether it's out or not, but we will have the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because I know I'm gonna work my ass off to get there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, manifestation is huge, because if you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe in what you're doing, then who the fuck will, right? Why you doing it? You know what I mean? Favorite local? Shit, Stu is obviously gonna be on there, right? Because that's, you know, that's my fucking guy. Jimmy Teflon would be number 2. You know what I mean? Because I'm just fucking goated like that. Savvy Balboa, man. I've been listening to Savvy since before I started rapping. This shit is hard as fuck. He's got a unique style, because a lot of cats from Reno, a lot of us, we will take from other artists that we listen to, but I feel like Savvy doesn't take from nobody. He just does his own thing, and I respect that. King Zoe, obviously, you know what I'm saying? Like King Zoe, that's also my guy right there. So what's that? That's Stu, Jimmy, Savvy, Zoe, that's 4. Number 5, bro, that would be like locally, let's see. It's difficult, man, because like, I'm not saying that nobody's, you know what I mean? This is in no particular order, you know what I mean? I got respect for a lot of people, but like top 5, y'all. I would say ZP Radic for my 5th one, because ZP was the first mainstream Reno rapper that fucked with me like that when my shit was ass, you know what I'm saying? Like he was willing to get on my songs, you know what I mean? He wasn't the first rapper to fuck with me, right? You know, but he was one of the first people to like be like, you know what, your shit's ass, but you know, I'm gonna get on your song right, and I'm gonna put you on right. ZP helped me get to this good point of my career where I can propel even further. So ZP Radic's gonna be on that list as well.
So you got an album, Money Talks.
Money Talks, baby. Bullshit Walks.
20 tracks.
20 of them, man.
20 tracks.
20 tracks, man. Nobody out here doing that.
So what's the whole story behind the whole album? What made you want to call it Money Talks, and what made you want to do 20 tracks? Because usually when people do albums, they do like 12, 11, 10. You went out and beyond and got 20 tracks.
20 of them motherfuckers, cuz.
Talk to us, man.
Man, so the reason why the album exists is because of GTA. So let's get that out of the way. GTA, when that shit came out, obviously we all know it did extremely well. And I was like, okay, GTA's popping. I want to keep on making songs like GTA, but I don't want to fucking put out hella singles, you know what I mean? I want to make an album. And then, so originally the whole album was only supposed to be like 10, 12 because it was just a bunch of GTA type songs. But eventually I was like, this shit feels hella bloated, you know what I mean? Listening to it and stuff. So I was like, let's mix it up a little bit. And that's when I added all that shit at the bottom of it, where it's all the experimental stuff. Because that's the shit that I'm going to be going towards anyways. So I'm going to take GTA and the shit that people are used to, and I'm going to ease them into this new sound that I'm going into, you know what I mean? I feel like that's the best way to transcend and do a different style. But 20 tracks, that's like the main reason why. And also it's just like, man, when I drop albums, I want them to be big, you know what I mean? I don't like dropping like little like 7-track albums and stuff like that. And this is no disrespect to nobody, this is no shots at nobody, but it's like, I feel like when I drop a fucking album that's like less than like 12 songs, man, I feel like I'm not taking it seriously. You know what I mean? So when it's 20 tracks, it's like, okay, I've been working so fucking hard to get all these songs recorded and done and mixed and mastered. You know what I mean? I gotta fucking put a budget behind it. I gotta push it, you know, I gotta market it. You know, so 20 tracks, man. Because it's just taken a little bit more seriously that way.
Yeah.
And the reason why I call it Money Talks is because that is like that's just a universal law, you know what I mean? That's the mathematics of our world, right? It's just that money talks and bullshit walks. It's like, you know, you could use money to get anything in life, right? When you was growing up, your parents said some shit like you can do anything you put your mind to, right? You know what I mean? That's the truth. You know what I mean? You gotta work your ass off for it. You gotta pay for it. You know what I mean? Bust your ass at that stupid ass job that you hate. Take that money, invest it into yourself, or invest it into people around you so that they could put you on or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like that's how people succeed, because they understand the language of money. And also, aside from the deep shit, that's like one of my favorite fucking movies, right?
Yeah.
Chris Tucker, you ever seen that movie?
I haven't seen it.
You're a little young, man, but like Money Talks with Chris, y'all, it's the funniest shit on earth. Yeah, it's great. I love that. You gotta check it out after this.
I bet.
Yeah, the movie's tight. I would say for my more mainstream stuff, the artist I look up to for beat wise is Tiger, definitely. Yeah, I've always liked the beats that he gets on.
Yeah.
With songs like Run to the Bank and stuff, because I've always had a very good ear for beats. You know what I mean? Like I'm very picky. You know what I mean? And like I don't write a song to a beat unless like I'm addicted to it as soon as I hear it. You know what I mean? That's some game for artists right there. If you hear a beat, you know what I mean? Only write the beats that make you want to write to it immediately. You know what I mean? If I hear it and I'm like, oh, it's a cool beat, but if I'm not sitting there pulling out my phone and I'm thinking of a tight ass flow and shit, I'm not writing the fucking song.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for me to do features, because a lot of the time people send me tracks with beats that I don't like. But you know, with songs like Run to the Bank, I would say more like A$AP Rocky and Schoolboy Q. You know what I mean? Those are the kind of artists I look to for that, you know. So it's just a matter of like, sometimes there's fucking there's black type beats on there, you know. Yeah, there's black type beats. There's fucking you know, there's all kinds of artists that I don't even listen to type beats. It's just really just whatever I like, because it'll pop up on my YouTube and I'll hear it and I'll be like, okay, babe, we're writing to this now. You know what I mean? So, but I do try to stay within the tighter genre of what I want to do. I'm not trying to like diverge too hard, you know what I'm saying? Bozzy, man, that motherfucker is insane. The whole project was Bozzy, dude. Like that dude, he is like one of the best engineers I've ever worked with, because of the fact that he cares about the music too. You know what I mean? There's engineers out there that'll be very like drag and drop about it and be like, you know, okay, this, that, and third, whatever. And it's cool, right? You know, because it's a good starting point for artists, you know what I mean? But like, you need to find that engineer that's going to work with you. You need to find that engineer that cares about the music as well, because if you don't have that person in there on the other side of that booth telling you that you need to retake that, then you shouldn't be working with them, because like that person is just like, whatever, I'm gonna just record this and get out, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel you.
Yeah, and it's respectable as a business, but at the same time, it's like when you're trying to make art, man, when you're making music, that's a collaborative effort, you know what I mean? You can't have it all be one-sided. You know, well, the skits was like, I wanted more skits, but you know, they just ended up didn't working out. Thessalonians, that's a good skit that segues into a song. And then By Any Means, I was like, I just wanted to do a skit with Zoe, because you know what I mean, like but what inspired me to do skits was My Crazy Life by YG. Because at the end of a lot of his songs, he has skits and shit, man. Like I love that album. I bumped that shit all the fucking time when I was in high school, man. I fucking love that album. So when I was like, all right, if I'm gonna make a fucking big album like this, I need to have skits. You know, I wish I could have more, but it's already 20 fucking songs. You know what I mean? Maybe on my next one I'll have some more. In terms of lyricism, man, I I would say either Eye for an Eye or Wish You Well. You know what I mean? Wish You Well, because that song is mostly about people who say they want things but they're not willing to work for it. So I'm just pointing that out, you know what I mean, in that track. And Eye for an Eye, that's just a song about, you know, just watching around who you're with. You know what I mean? Like me and T.U. Soprano, man. Shout out to you, Soprano. Beautiful fucking verse. You know, we laced that bitch up because that whole song is about two friends who end up killing each other because of the wrong things. You know what I mean? So that song is just like, that one's pretty meaningful. And then I would say Wish You Well as well, because that song is just about working for what you need and working for what you want, instead of just sitting around holding your dick and saying that, oh, I wish I had these things. Yeah, don't wish, bro. Don't have dreams, have goals, because dreams aren't real. By the end of the year, my goal is just to have the album out. You know what I mean? But like, the reason why I'm doing all these videos is just like, because I know this album is long and it's bloated, and half the people that are going to start it aren't going to finish it. You know what I mean? Because it's an hour long. You know, so I'm doing all these videos because I want people to hear these tracks, and people pay more attention to music videos anyway. So those are the ones, if you can get a good music video too, that's not only going to help you convey your vision for the fucking track itself, but it's also going to push it forward, because people would rather watch something than just listen. You know, listening is tight, but those, you know what I mean, if you want to grab new people's attention, you know what I mean, I could grab your attention because you fuck with me and you know me. I could grab Stu's attention because he fucks with me and he knows me. But if I want to grab a stranger's attention, I'm not going to grab it with a 20 song track list. I'm going to grab it with a music video. You know what I mean? He's going to check it out. He's going to be like, okay, I like this. A lot of people like to put a face to things. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, go, you know what I'm saying? Fuck with me, right? You know, you find me on all platforms. Jimmy Teflon. You find me on all social medias at Teflon403. I would say this, you know what I'm saying? Don't have dreams, man. Have goals, because dreams aren't real, and I put that on wax, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know, check out The Blueprint. It's my podcast if you want to be put on some business game and all that stuff, man. It's just like, yeah, and check out Money Talks, man. I don't know when you plan on dropping this, but if it's out by now, go stream it. If it's not out, look forward to it, because it's easy.
You have a release date?
December 19th, man. December 19th, that's when it's coming out. You know what I mean? I was a little hesitant on saying that, but I'm fairly confident. If I do push it back, just understand it's for a good reason, okay? Yeah. You know, I ain't gonna Playboy Carter my way through the industry. You know what I mean? You know, so December 19th, check it out. You know, it's gonna be the biggest album out of the city. Shout out my boy Trev Stone, man. Trev Stone was the first rapper to ever fuck with me. The first one. And I gotta pay a lot of respect to him, because if it wasn't for him, you know, I probably wouldn't know half the people I know. You know what I mean? I want to shout out ZP, Radic, Unguided, and Young Presley, because they were on my first bigger song called Revenue. If it wasn't for that song, my career wouldn't be where it is. I want to shout out Stu J the Vamp, because without him, I wouldn't have GTA, and without him, I probably would have a completely different style of my music. You know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, last but not least, I want to, you know, shout out myself for being so great. You know what I mean?
I got you, man.
Yeah, shout out High Visions too, man. You guys are great over here, man. I appreciate you having me and everything, you know. It's a nice little thing to do.
Thank you again for joining us, and thank you for taking your time to come up and pull up.
Okay.
And I wish you luck in your future, and bro, I'm excited for the people to hear this album.
Me too, man. I can't wait.
All right, man. We'll catch you guys later. Peace out.